Hey guys, can you hear us?
Can you hear us, everybody? Oh, I gotta unmute me.
Yep.
Hey, sorry, still fumbling through the.
Feedback. I think it's because you've got two of us on there. Turn one of the mics off. There we go. Because we're talking to one.
There.
They just won't be able to tell who's talking unless you mute each one. But it doesn't matter because same icon. Who cares? I don't want them divided anyway. Hi guys.
Oh well, you're divided for the night.
We are not content creators. Carroll County created content. Why do I have a feedback and hear myself?
I don't know. I'm gonna boot this one.
There you go.
There. Let's see if that helps. If I boot it off.
Yay!
Yay! There we go. Let me get up name here.
We are undivided, guys. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, see, they can't tell them. That's what I told her before. I said, we do not separate it into two. So, whatever. I still hear myself coming back, though, at me as I'm talking. So what the hell's going on?
Okay, well, hang on just a second. Let me see if I can get this crazy thing to stop.
You guys are awesome, though, for hanging out.
Just for a second. Let me see if I can figure this out. Hello? Yep, still doing it.
We're not professionals.
Still doing
it.
Yeah. Okay, bear with us, guys. We're getting ourselves talking back to us, and it's.
How about now? Do we have sound? Damn, just turn your computer down so we don't hear it coming back.
That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Sorry, I feel like can everybody still hear us?
Yes, we have sound.
Thank God. All right.
Bingo. Thank you, Claude.
I just don't want to hear myself
Everybody.
coming back at me. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Someday we will figure this out. I
Good to
swear.
see you guys tonight. Sorry it's getting late. Appreciate you coming in. Want to say hello to everybody. Hi, Lisa, Quad Axel, our darling Queen Adrian, of course. Who else we got here?
Quad
Courtney.
Axel Mimi.
Mhm.
What's going on, guys? Quad Axel. Critter Mama. Hey, Critter Mama.
How's Saturday for you guys? Been a good day?
Sorry why you hear the crinkling of paper.
Artist is having a chocolate fit.
I'm having a snack because I'm hungry now.
She does so good on this, and then we decide we're gonna do a live, and then she kind of is like,
I turn into my 80-some-year-old mother.
I think it's just
trying to use a cell phone.
She's a perfectionist, so
yeah,
overthinks everything. We're the ADD twins, so welcome. Welcome. How about Friday, y'all? What a day. How about Thursday, y'all? What a day. How about Wednesday? Oh, every day's a good day. But you know what? A few days ago, we got the news about the appellate team being granted oral arguments.
Which is fantastic. I'm really hoping that we don't have the same experience that we did with that crazy cuckoo.
Yeah, I know.
Trial.
We all have that in the back of our minds, I'm sure. And maybe some of us in the forefronts of our minds.
I know. Although the appellate court has to know that everybody's eyes are watching, and we are judging judges, which they're not used to us judging them. So, I mean, you would have to be aware of that, I would think.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Never really thought about that.
But the important part is now the state has to fumble through the reason why they had no case to begin with, which is good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it was just cool to kind of get this. At least for me, it gave me a lot of hope, and it just boosted me all the way around. I felt a weight come off of me almost. I can't imagine how it felt for Kathy and Rick. I mean,
yeah, hopefully it was like some hope that this nightmare has a chance to come, possibly, hopefully, to an end at some point.
Somebody put out a picture in the community today. They did like a AI. You know, I don't know how to do that shit, but they made something, and it was a little, and it's the coolest fucking thing. I don't even know who did it. I was just like flipping through and saw different things, and it's Rick Allen walking out of prison in his jeans and a jean jacket, and he's flipping off Jerry Holman and
the gate. Oh, hello. Hey, Christina.
Oh, hey, Christina.
Oh, hey, Christina.
I'm excited we're back tonight, too. Artist's been doing a lot of research for us.
I got to tell you guys, I don't know what's going on with us, but it's like every day we find something, some new little nugget that just seems to open up possibilities or explain things. It's weird. It's weird. It's just like this. Hey, Turtle Junkie.
Well, I just feel like, you know, there's just so much corruption up there, and and we just need to expose it, every aspect of it. No matter who done it, it was done, and the community and law enforcement, including law enforcement, um, officials, government officials,
Everybody.
people are covering that shit up.
That's right.
You know,
Sorry, I'm eating a piece of mounds.
so you can't play in the dirt forever and not expect to be dirty
Or we get married by
or
it.
get buried by it. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. Well, trial junkie,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Lady, it's good to see you tonight.
Oh,
I've been loving the stuff you've been putting out.
oh, hey, Christina. Yeah, I really hope. Ultimately, in my fantasy and my dream world, I would love to see Rick just the appellate court say. I would love for them to just acquit him completely and say you had no case, which is technically they had no case. But I know how courts are sometimes, a lot of times, they don't want to, and especially when you have murder victims and their murdered children. I could see this going to a second trial for that fact alone. But I tend to agree that that's the last thing the state really wants.
That is the last thing, in my opinion. My opinion is that the very best thing the state can hope for is that they overturn Rick's conviction and they don't have to retry him, because if he's offered a new trial, it opens it up for every aspect of the discovery, right? To be
I mean, it's like brand new.
Yep.
And then they're going to have to explain, hopefully in front of an actual.
But the state now, they can't change their narrative, can they? With Rick?
Anybody
know? I'm not a lawyer. Look, we're not professional at any of this.
I don't really know. Like, I only know a bullet from the civil side.
We're just two middle-aged chicks that sit around and try to
and think about
this thing make sense.
We think about this way too much. But you know what? Somebody a lot of us think about this way too much. At least somebody's thinking about this.
Just feel like when they've so blatantly thumbed their noses at us and they blatantly do these crimes in plain sight. Yeah, it's plain sight. And you fuckers just keep getting away with it, excuse my language, and acting like it doesn't bother you. Like, I don't know. I've never, ever, ever encountered anything like this.
Never. Me neither.
And I'm more than half a century old. So it just seems to me that when they put that in our face so blatantly and so big and so broad, they spread this thing throughout the entire country, and it's touched all over the globe.
Yeah. I mean,
all over the entire world. And so,
and that's really, this is why this really sucks. That had been on that court, if that trial would have been allowed to be televised.
Yeah, well,
these shenanigans. I mean, they might have gone on, but then the whole world would be like, "Holy crap!"
If that had been televised, Judge Gall would not have been able to do what she did and have a career.
To me, that was criminal. The way she acted.
It was criminal.
Now I know trial rules and certain trial rules, though, and I'm telling you, it was just completely negated. Like, yeah. To me, criminally so. Honestly, it was bad.
Look, we know there's been lots of rules and lots of don't do this and don't talk about that, and in my heart, Rick's gonna walk out of it come hell or high water.
It may take a second trial to do it.
It may, but I think they're just gonna. I think the best they can hope for is that they just overturn it and they can just go back to pretending
and maybe that's what Rokita wanted.
Because
think about it, they didn't do a whole lot of answering anything in that.
Wow.
They really didn't. Maybe that's the goal. Maybe I mean, if I were Rokita, I wouldn't want to touch that shit with a 10-foot pole. Think about it.
Wow.
Maybe that's why.
That's why I like working with you, artists.
Why is that?
You always make me look at things from another perspective.
Yeah. Well, you know, you got to think.
And
put yourself in that guy's shoes. I wouldn't want to touch that.
Well,
I mean, how do you touch that?
I know. I think I get so stuck in the mindset that these fools just keep
playing the game.
I guess I'm.
But you know, Rokita holds a high position, and he's got to get reelected.
Well, it's funny how the rest of them just kind of retire early and go away.
Oh, yeah.
And don't pursue any of the things that they told us they were going to pursue.
That's because
Doug Carter was going to run for governor. Judge Gull was going to run for the Indiana Supreme Court.
She already hadn't been selected.
Well, I know that. She planned to run again.
That's right.
I think after this trial, she thought she'd be in.
Right. Someday I'd like to know why she decided to
hey, we talk about shit that
deny defense.
Anything that we feel like talking about, and this is just kind of how we do it, guys. We don't, we talk about things, ideas come up. We do a little bit of research. We do some Google searches, like the guy on the stand, and we're not professionals, and we're not in court testifying.
But I know this in this case, everything was done with a purpose. A lot of this was planned. It may not have been planned in it.
That's kind of that's why I don't think things happened necessarily on
and
the
there
13th.
and there aren't 14,000 coincidences.
Yeah, because
they're there on purpose.
No matter how many, no matter what I believe happened, no matter which way I go, and go, okay, this person did it. No, maybe it was this person. It always is like, I don't know. The timeline never fits. The timeline never fits, no matter who done it.
My hope ultimately is that this case, there was no case, just let him out.
Unless it didn't happen on the 13th. Unless the way it was premeditated was, and something happened, maybe accident, maybe.
I don't think it was an accident.
Well, maybe not, but I think you're right. I don't think it was an accident either.
No, I might have entertained that had there not been a phone reset beforehand.
Yeah, you're right. It was premeditated.
So hopefully, if he has to go through a second trial, this timeline will get reset, because I am not buying, have not buyed.
Buyed? You have not buyed it. I have not buyed it either.
Buyed it. I have not accepted the idea that this happened on the 13th.
I haven't either. No, the staging happened.
For years.
The search happened. The roost started with the media and anybody that was outside of the know.
It started on the 13th was the day that the bridge man, the bridge guy story was put into place. That was the day that the abduction and murder of these girls, ultimately murder, was begun. Well,
that's what we believe.
I believe that.
That's what we believe, and that's what our research has led us
that's
to.
what our research has led us to.
And
believe.
That's what
things make a lot more sense.
That's what everybody else's research has led me to believe. Also,
you take the 13th out and think about the reasons why certain things have been put, like the whole story, the narrative, the banana pancakes, the The
You
sleep.
love those damn
Oh,
banana pancakes.
I'm telling you what, those banana
If I hear
pancakes.
banana one more time,
Well, I will never forget about those banana pancakes. Just like I will not forget about Adam Bridge.
you know, it's just, yeah, none of it fits that damn timeline,
Nothing.
which tells me that it's a made up timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I got to go back to.
Here's a really, here's a good point right here that Adrian's made. I'm going to show it. Yeah, Adrian, the state hasn't given any evidence showing the last proof of life. That wasn't correct. We've even entertained the idea that this could have happened even the weekend before, and everybody just lied about it.
Well,
I mean, it's bizarre. But yeah, there's no actual real proof of life.
It happened sometime between. When was the geocaching? Was it the 11th or the 12th? The 11th?
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, and maybe the 12th too. She said the weekend. The geocache log, I think, are from the 12th.
They're from the 12th. Yeah. Okay. A lot of things, and we don't ask that any of you guys. You don't have to follow what we think. We want to, like I've said in the beginning, we're not creators. We don't create content other than the little videos we've done in the past. And we've been around, both been around the community a long time now. People to be able to, because we're obsessed with it, and we talk about it all the time. We thought it might be a good idea to share, can maybe add it to what they've discovered, or share what they've discovered, and maybe in the long run, we can put this whole thing together. You know, true justice is more than just Rick being free and the true killers being found and held accountable.
Oh, hang on a minute. Is our audio still being choppy?
I think it is when you're clicking around a little bit.
Oh, it might have been because I was clicking around.
We click around a little, it chop up. But I think we're good now. My ADD.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah, just that we want to be able to share our conversations so that we can get more input from the community. We've always been about just trying to discover, so it'll make sense to us. And then the true justice part of it is, yes, Rick walking out free, a free man, being
I really hope that happens. If anybody deserves an appeal and an actual overturning of a conviction, it's this guy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I've never seen anything like it. The true perpetrators, all of them, being dealt with and held accountable. And then knowing that we stood up and were loud enough to ensure that our civil liberties and our rights are upheld. Mm-hmm. True justice is knowing this can't happen again to any of us.
It can't.
That's true ultimate justice. Everybody gets a piece of the pie that's innocent. Mm-hmm. And everybody pays the consequences to the maximum penalty. Because it's been a constant cover up, a constant change of narrative, stories that just slime around like fucking snakes.
It's true. And it's, this is the stupidest narrative I've ever heard, too.
It's stupid.
It's so ridiculous because of all the extra little things that have been dropped in and tweaked and retrofitted and all this stuff throughout the years.
But we need to look at the chat. Y'all are here with us tonight. Wow. And we're just kind of carrying on. I'm sorry. We know you're here. Just kind of talking, though, and not. It's hard to do both.
Well, the chat's right here.
Yeah.
Too,
oh, well,
so.
you can see it, but I'm sitting back here, and I've got old lady eyes. So I got to pull my phone out and look at the chat on it because, hey, Christina just said something a second ago.
Hey, Nancy Drew.
Yeah, the pancakes. We do have neighbors named the pancakes.
Yeah. Who is, by the way, Mr. Pancake, or whatever neighbor? Supposedly, he might be a really good friend of Mike Patty's.
Yeah,
too.
I think actually.
He's a registered sex offender, by the way, literally.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
That. I thought Pancake was the guy that had the canoe.
Oh, Pancake is the guy that had the.
That Mike Patty got into.
That is
early
the
morning hours
guy.
of the 14th.
Yeah.
Before, in my opinion, throwing clothes into the creek.
He's a registered sex offender. Pretty sure about that.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know. Don't take my word for it, but
yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to say that about anybody that's not.
No, I don't. But I'm not giving his first name, but
okay.
But I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know. I guess anybody can go look it up.
Yeah, his last name is actually Pancake.
Yeah, lots of retrofitting. Adrian, retrofitting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think. I mean, don't take me 100%, but
hey, Ron Logan ain't got no fish tank.
Yeah. What's
Never
with
had
the fish
one.
tank?
Never had one.
What a dumbass thing to say. Yeah, what a dumbass thing to even say that you did when you don't have a tank. At least go get the tank before you lie about it, dude.
Well, you know why he said it, right?
Oh yeah, it's a bat signal.
It's a fish.
It's a criminal bat signal.
It's going fishing.
Yeah, he's going fishing.
Yep.
Well, anyway, let me explain what we're going to be going through tonight. Okay, so
because the timeline doesn't make sense.
Yes, because the timeline doesn't make sense,
and especially because there's a few pictures that we've been shown. One that we've been shown for a decade now.
Mm-hmm.
That is not on Liberty German's. That was not on Liberty German's camera roll on her phone. Several. Yeah.
It's a bat signal, the same as a dog whistle.
I love it. Yeah. Criminal dog whistle signals.
There you go.
Like that.
There you go. I like that.
Get sued by the Batman people. Who does that? Is it Marvel or is it DC?
I don't know. Why don't you ask what books?
Yeah, Batman's DC.
She's a fan of comic books.
But it kind of fits for the baddies, the pecky baddies and the.
Uh-huh. So
Nancy, what Drew wants to know if there are other neighbors of the bananas.
Maybe there are neighbors named Banana. I don't know.
Yeah,
oh my
Batman
God.
is DC.
I know this. They're all a bunch of crazies.
Yeah.
So. But anyway,
you know what I just realized? What? Batman is DC, and we've talked for a long time about the fixation that one Miss Kelsey had with Harley Quinn.
Uh-huh.
Do you realize that all of the stuff that our hero Eye of Apophis does is Marvel?
Oh.
Marvel versus DC.
Well, there is a war.
Isn't Iron Man Marvel?
I think. I don't know. I'm not in the comic books, so and I don't watch superhero flicks either, so I'm not real sure.
Pertinence thinking about Holman being Robin.
Oh, I don't want to see that in the Parasite ever. I actually never want to see him again. I wish he would go away into prison where he belongs.
If you knocked him over the head like a cartoon and he's you know how they shrink down in the old days when you hit them and they drop down to half their size,
Yeah.
and then wrap him in a little tuxedo. He could be the Penguin.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, Iron Man is Marvel.
Carter can be the Riddler.
Iron Man is Marvel.
Oh, so you know that kind of fits with our theory of a war. We've had this feeling for a long time that there's a little war going on up there.
Well, that just shows. All that really shows to me is that I don't know. I'm not a comic book fan.
I don't know. I know
if it was Marvel or DC, who would win, guys?
But I know this about some comic book people because I have known some of them.
Yeah, and Harley Quinn does come from the Suicide Squad trilogy. Yeah. Artists talked about that, I think, the other day. How
she had a Harley Quinn fetish.
The 21 Pilots Heathen song is featured in that movie.
Yeah, it is.
Doug Carter's Robin to Holman's Batman.
Oh my God.
Holy crap, Batman tentacles. Holy crap, Batman tentacles. Oh my God.
No, I have known people that are comic book readers in the past, and I know this though about comic book readers. They tend to either be DC or Marvel. They don't tend to cross.
Yeah, I don't know much about them.
I do know that about a lot of them. But anyway, I digress. Let me tell you a little bit what we're going to talk about tonight. There has been much discussion about these photographs, and I put that in air quotes because they're not real, of Abby on the bridge. What else was not on the camera roll?
I don't know. I'm cracking up at least in the chat.
Oh.
Well, I know the Abbey Bridge photo wasn't there.
It wasn't on camera.
It wasn't on Libby's.
I said it was not on Libby's camera roll.
Yeah, so let me sit up here where I can hear you a little better with my old lady ears. I think, what was the other one, guys? Anybody know?
The empty bridge was the empty.
It was the empty bridge.
The empty bridge photo was not on the camera roll, right?
That's correct, I believe, because
regardless of what was there and what wasn't, there are things missing.
Yeah,
and there's always been this mystery around why, and a debate about
people that are really good at like keeping looking at like, you know, the reports and all this, just all that stuff. I don't.
Right. But a data report I saw the other day seemed to indicate that the phone ID did not match up with the metadata. The metadata it was attached to did not match up with the phone's ID.
And weren't there more than one phone ID?
There was more than one phone ID. So you have interactions with the phone or photographs or whatever, apps being open, but the IDs don't always match the ID on Libby's phone.
Did you see what Kristen said?
No. What?
The bridge pic was definitely not a Snapchat photo. The snap timer is misaligned.
Interesting.
Yeah, I always found it odd too that bridge photo. I've seen there's the little live chat icon at the bottom.
Yeah. Like it was.
Somebody tried to tell me one time, well, that was just whoever screenshotted it. I don't know. I don't understand all the technical stuff. It makes me feel dumb. I know I'm not dumb. I have other areas that I'm strong in. This is actually just a weak area for me. I'm not going to say I'm dumb. It's not something I'm really interested in looking at. It makes my mind go, what?
And I'm not going to know all the technical intricacies and all this stuff of this thing either, but I do know what I'm looking at. I do know that it may actually be an alternative reason why things were not on Libby's camera roll. Okay.
Yeah, I know when you started showing me some of this a couple of weeks ago when you first came across it.
Yep.
I was totally dumbfounded. But we talked quite a few years ago, back when True Crime Design was doing a lot on Defy.
Yep.
And we talked about the possibility of different phones and SIM cards switched or something like that.
Yeah. And then and I still think that it's a possibility that someone had actual possession of the phone.
But you found another way.
But that metadata not matching with IDs is weird.
When the little bit I do know about this that you've shown me before you start presenting it, I think ultimately what you've revealed to me, and what you're going to be able to show the lovely folks that are here tonight, that there's a possibility that Libby could have had her phone, and her phone still could have been operated remotely. Like,
yes. So what I'm going to show you guys tonight is something that would allow one phone to operate two different phone numbers from one device. So you're going to be able to have two different phone numbers on one device. And and here's the catch. If you take a SIM card out of a phone and put it in this adapter that I'm going to be showing you, anything taken while that SIM card is put into the adapter into a second phone, any media you take, anything like that, is going to stay in the camera roll of the phone it is attached to at the time the photo is taken. When you take the SIM card out of that adapter and put it back into the original phone, those photos are not transferred.
Oh, wow. The data is on the phone now.
No, the data remains, the metadata for the photo remains on the other, and it stays in the camera roll.
Okay.
Okay. So if you take a SIM card out of Libby's phone and put it in a second phone using an adapter, and you take photographs while it's in the other phone that is not Libby's phone, when you put the SIM card back in Libby's phone, those photos are not going to wind up in the camera roll, because photos do not attach to SIM cards. They attach to SD cards.
Wow. Well, phones are different now than they were.
Yes, that's right. And that's one thing I want to point out. iPhone in 2017 ran it had features more like crack the phone open, and then you could remove an SD card and things like that too. But it nowadays they're all.
We were breaking that bad for a second. So can you guys hear us all right now?
Yes.
A few of them said they went out and came back in. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of weather. We've had a little weather here today, so sorry if the audio is breaking up, but that's probably why more than anything.
So what's this thing called?
Okay, so what I've got is I've got a little video because we can pause it here so that visual. You guys can.
I learned better that way.
Yes, visual.
By seeing things.
There's no audio. This is a device. I'm gonna go ahead and
yeah, we could go over again a little bit. She's on this.
Yeah, let me get this pulled up.
Did you realize that you know what all was glitchy or not, but it may start glitching now again. We actually just upgraded the StreamYard, so you would think it would work a little better. She's getting ready up, and this would be a way that device operated from a second device using SIM card. And my question was, hey, iPhones don't operate like that. 2017, this particular, is that what it was?
I think it was 6 seconds.
Yeah, my phone. Okay. plug in and
Yeah, I'm gonna.
get back in chat. You can still see it right there.
Yeah. So yeah, let me see. My screen to share it here. If the
Yeah, I just thought it's fascinating because I didn't realize that they had a tray like that you could pull up this or something like that. These little keys and the tray would pop out and stuff. The iPhones were like that
Right.
back then.
Yep. Yeah, they
I always had Android.
let's see here. Why is this thing being crazy? Okay, hold on a minute, guys. I'm getting there.
Crazy is as crazy.
I know. This device. Okay. Yeah, I'm telling the show.
You got it.
Sharing. Oh,
Members only content.
is it?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Well, it's still not. Please sign in as channel owner to what?
I heard it. We're not making a purchase. Something. Just go back out.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, we're good. We're fine.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to share my screen. Huh?
Off of that. There you go.
Okay.
This is not what you want.
Oh no, it's not.
Okay.
Okay.
But we still have fun.
Okay, let me go back here. Jeez.
We're just too age.
I don't know what is on here.
No. Regret. Left came
Actually off.
here. It said.
Okay, there
Oh,
we
no.
back.
Good.
Accidentally did my sorry. Bear with me here while I try to get this crazy thing up that I'm trying to do. So
You guys are awesome for being here. This is just what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this stuff anyway, and if people are here, ones that are sharing, they'll try to take
this is what I want. Hold on.
Saturday night or anything. Just doing our thing. Yeah, I think it's there.
Yeah, but that'd be showing.
Well,
When? Okay. All right. It should be showing now. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. All right, guys. Trying to get this here. Bear with me.
We have pretty fast internet.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
Why it's acting crazy tonight?
Now it's. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Guys, keep talking.
Figure out how to
Really do this. Okay, go in yours. Go in your YouTube. Be a problem because it counts.
we got to audio.
Well, yeah, they got outdated more. Yeah.
I'm reading what Aaron.
Okay. Yeah.
It was really Kyle Smith.
No. No. Okay. So let me try. If that's gonna stop. No, it's weird. I don't understand. Oh, I am miscreant.
Tempura, hot chocolate bread. She's like the.
All right.
Anyway, artist did all
Okay. All right. Hopefully, hopefully you guys can hear me again. I'm gonna see if switching account allowed me to fix this problem. Screen. Yes. Screen.
How you doing?
I don't know.
Do we have sound?
Yeah, I think. Okay. Let's see. This is like pissing me off. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Just don't let it bother you.
I'm trying to not let it.
If you have to do it another time, we'll do it another time.
Okay. We're gonna download it.
Oh,
Okay. I'm gonna download this, guys, and see if it doesn't fix the problem. I don't know why it's being a turd. That's because we're live. That's why.
At least I saw a shock video today too on that very thing, and I thought it was odd that there was no like it just said it was posted yesterday, I think, one day ago or something when I watched it. And there was like no date on it, like it had premiered or it was.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I just gotta find which place it stuck it. So give me this second. I'm looking for it.
Yeah. The the location.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping from the high school
Right.
immediately to the south end of the bridge. Was that what it was?
I can't remember exactly where. I think so. Isn't that what happened? It jumped and had all this time that was missing.
I don't think there was any time missing. I think when they looked
That's
at it,
right. It just like jumped.
yeah, the location. Maybe when the video started, the location started. I don't know. It was weird though.
It was weird. It's all very strange. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Nancy, we have heard rumors that left the state and went that way.
Okay. Why?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I have a papa did say that he got on a plane with. Oh, really?
What's that?
Wow. The cop, Kowalski, whatever his last guy,
Mm-hmm.
that he was actually on the plane with Kyle Smith.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think I've heard that
Kyle lived
before.
next door to the school.
I think I've heard that before.
Yeah, Laura just put that out that Kyle lived right next door to the school.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
That gave me like creep chills. Yeah, excellent thought there, Laura. That
Okay. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show a video because it's just being a jerk. But this is what I can show you this part, hopefully. I can get it pulled up. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, whoops. And I lost it.
So this thing you found, we
Yeah.
called the show tonight this one because artists found this little adapter that could be used with this iPhone or with any iPhone for that matter, really in 2017. You had said before that at that time there were still for like people that like want to run a business line and then a personal line off of one device. Right. She said those were found this thing. It's called a SIM card adapter, dual adapter. Yes. A dual SIM card adapter. Let me rephrase that. A dual SIM card adapter. And if she can get anything pulled up here.
Yeah, I don't know why it's. Oh, all right. If anybody can help me, why it's. Because it's driving me crazy.
Alaskan bushwoman. No, Laura, tell me about the Alaskan bushwoman. Have you ever heard of that artist?
Alaskan bushwoman?
Alaskan bushwoman.
No. What's with the Alaskan bushwoman? Let me see.
Lisa wants to know if 2017 was early for dual SIM.
Even.
Under there.
Huh? If I could ever get this in here.
Did you see where it says share screen right there?
Yeah. I was where? Right here.
Click on that.
Yeah.
And close that window out right there.
That's what yeah.
And click on this.
Yes, that's what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm. Do you know where it is?
Well, it's on my screen. Okay, let me try this.
Okay, so yeah, has anybody ever heard of a ribbon device cables that you would plug in from one thing to another? I wish you could pull this picture up. Apple account, you can tell it which one to use for location.
That's right.
Very good, Keller.
But I am trying to. Yep. Yes. Okay. I don't know why it is. Doing this to me.
She's getting irritated, so she can just take a breath. And I know she'll get us there eventually, but she's got some really good information.
Well, maybe stuff, I've made progress. Good Lord, I hope so.
The Lord is good. She's done the week now.
Right.
You've talked to a couple other people that have researched this case and got some feedback. Not only are really patient.
Well,
but
I lose my cool.
They play they're with each other, and they're sharing information.
Right.
And that's what this is about. A space to be able to ask questions.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy. What the heck is going on
I have
there?
no idea what's going on
That's
now.
like disco nights.
Okay. God.
So she's done all this research, found the exact phone that Liberty had. It all syncs up, it all works. And flexible table.
I can't. Maybe I got to go do it in this other.
And then on each end of this cable is a like the docking air. What is it called? The place you put your card in. It holds your SIM card. Okay, so you run into the SIM card from your phone, and you place it back into your phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then you take the other SIM card of the line that you access.
Oh, I'll be able to show it.
There it is.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so finally, I am so sorry.
Get a bigger screen where we can just
yeah.
see that?
Let me get it.
I'm gonna make you just some more.
Oh my gosh. I need a big. Go. Here we go.
It's gonna get there we go.
Here we go. I got it nice and big now. Finally. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. I feel like it. I tell you what, I could do this all day long. As soon as I get on a live, it's like my brain just flies away somewhere. So I'm so sorry it took me so long to do that. So this is what I discovered.
No one's interfering with our internet.
No.
Can you not hear us now? Way too much hacking. Yeah. If I have a picture and an old pair of headphones, the phone was found. Nobody says that though. What? An old pair of headphones where the phone was found. Wait, I gotta go back and read. Y'all are like, these people are amazing with a lot of knowledge.
They are,
and I'm like,
which is why
lost in the chat.
I want to now we can move ahead with this part finally. So because I would like to be able to address a lot of these questions.
Show you guys what she found here.
So let me back up. So there's always been this reason or this discussion about why pictures, supposed pictures, were not on Libby's camera roll.
Right.
And the metadata is confusing because a lot of interactions or pictures taken, apps opened, connect with a phone ID that isn't necessarily Libby's, correct? Yeah. Off and on. And so that it's confusing because if it's logging into her accounts, but it's not from her phone, which you can do that from another phone if you have the passwords and stuff. But then there's this other thing that always bothered me. It's the pinging thing around town. Her phone's
been pinging all over town.
Right, phone pinging all over town. And so what I understand is back in 2017 with an iPhone.
Yeah, Laura, metadata can be changed. Yes.
Oh yeah, it can be changed. That's something else too. But I know that what I read is back in 2017, it didn't have the same tracking ability for the phone that it does now. Like now the thing can have.
She's done her research on this. Let me tell you, I've heard for years about the Find My iPhone. What do you know about the Find My iPhone?
I know that in 2017, it wasn't a fully developed app. It was like now the phone can be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it was in 2020, it had the capability. That was like the first time it had the capability. If the phone had run out of power or stuff like that, you could still ping the phone because it was pinging to something other than just you know what I mean?
Right.
It had something inside of it. And like, I'm not super technical, guys, but I mean it had a way to ping it without it having actual power.
But it would just like give general location.
Which a ping will just give like a general locale. But back in 2017, it didn't have that type of capability. Like, it would have to have the SIM card in it.
And it would have to have the SIM card and have to be powered on, right?
I think it had to be.
Tell me that?
I think it had to be powered on. I don't even see, like, now if it has no SIM or it's no power, as long as it's connecting to a tower, it can be pinged. But back in 2017, that wasn't really the case.
Right.
So
yeah, when you told me that, I'm like, well, I've heard for years that Find My iPhone was on. I've heard things like Becky Patty wasn't trying to ping the phone. She was trying to get them to not be. I don't know. I've heard so many different things. And then you do some research and you're like, that didn't exist
and I'm
in the same way.
I'm pulling it up right now so that I don't stumble through it and all that stuff. Or if you want to switch me phones super quick.
Yeah.
Your phone's got power again. Let me go because I'm so sorry. I just totally knocked that phone out of her hand.
That's a quick charge.
It is. I'm gonna pull this up real quick so that I can so I'm not.
You look at your notes that you got through the video.
Exactly. I don't want to say the wrong thing. So hang on. Give me a second here. Did
you guys all smash that like? And you feel free at any point in time to share any of our stuff.
Okay, let's see.
And the whole reason for it is just to get the information out there. I don't care. It's not to build up a channel. It's not to, I've had lots of people in this community create
here we go.
Like, this is not really my milieu, but I just want to be able to share information. So,
so here's what it says. No, an iPhone 6S with no battery power could not be pinged in 2017.
Yeah.
At that time, the hardware required for Find My offline tracking, which utilizes low power Bluetooth and Apple's wider device network, did not exist. The iPhone 6S lacked the necessary ultra-wideband chips and power reserve systems introduced in later models, such as the iPhone 11 and newer, meaning a completely dead or powered off device went entirely offline and could not be tracked or located.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they told us that the phone was dead for quite a window of time.
Right.
But yet the phone.
But it mysteriously, all of a sudden,
it powered back on and all this stuff. But then there's like interactions with the app and things like that. Right? Okay. Am I correct? There's interactions with the app that don't make sense.
Right.
So when I'm thinking, okay, is there a way to manipulate two phone numbers? And I'm not an iPhone user, never have been. I've always been an Android person. Is there a way for there to manipulate two phone numbers from one phone? And I ran across this little dude here. It's called a SIMS dual SIM ribbon adapter. And this is a video that's going to show you how this is used and how it can be used. Now, some phones, I guess, like the iPhone 6S Plus, there were some models that you could buy that had two SIM cards in it.
Right. It was already set up that
way. So you didn't have to use this adapter. But this adapter would allow you to have that capability. Now, there are some restrictions with it. You usually have to be on the same carrier
Right.
which these phones would have been, and AT&T allowed this particular device to be used.
Right?
And
Like the same.
And the same account. There were some companies that would allow you to have like say you had a business phone and it was on a different account. You know what I mean? Like a different company or a different carrier. I mean, you could, some of them, like I think T-Mobile was one.
Right, but this wouldn't even be the case here.
No, because it was all
everybody in
AT&T.
the family is all AT&T.
It's all AT&T.
Right.
So I'm gonna start this video so that you guys can kind of see how this works, and I'll kind of pause it and we'll talk through it. We're going to show you how to hook up and insert this adapter. See this here?
Yeah. So they're like putting one from their phone in it, one part of it. Okay.
This is a different video than what I watched before, but oh, well, yeah, but it's the same. So there's one that actually, the one I really was interested in more than this one, but this is going to show you. It has one on each end.
So
this is around. So actually what this one is I'm sorry, this is a triple adapter. Yeah, there's a triple adapter too. So the dual actually works the same way. It's not going to have two ports on the end for two SIM cards. You're going to have only one. But this is the same thing. It's just this one's gonna allow you to have. Okay. Wow. Yeah, there's such a thing. There was also something that was a portable.
Right. So
for this,
like, let's just hypothetically say that this didn't happen on the 13th. Somebody wants to make it look like this. So they take the SIM card out of the phone. They put it in another family member's phone using this ribbon adapter.
Right.
And that would allow you to operate both devices off of, or both numbers, accounts, lines off of one phone, one device.
Right.
But you only operate one at a time, correct?
That's correct. Let me show you something else too. You can clone something.
We're talking about that.
You can clone them.
They cloned in 2017.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, you would have to call the phone carrier or get all the phone carriers. See if your phone was lit
and needed reset. Oh my God! Are you
possibly, or that the SIM card was damaged or something, and they could clone a SIM card.
I'll cut out. Thanks for being here tonight. Sorry it's just so long to get things going.
So what this is showing you now.
Okay.
Let me pause it real quick. So what I'm showing you right here. So once you put the adapter in, you had to go into the settings and you had to enable the function to be able to switch back and forth.
Right. There's like an app it goes with or something, right?
Well, there was actually a place on the iPhone that you could do that. And I think that they did have an app
just
too.
Toggle back and forth.
And you toggle back and forth.
Okay.
And this is showing you here, this person is showing you that they've activated one SIM. Now, when one SIM is activated, the other SIM, the other phone number, is not active. But there is a place where you can have where they can switch off and on automatically. So like say you're on a business trip and you've got two and you're using this adapter.
Nancy Drew wants to know if we really think Kelsey German's smart enough to do this.
I don't think she's as dumb as she plays.
I don't either. I
think it's a game. It's an act. We were talking the other day about how,
but we've got a couple different theories though about who actually is responsible for taking the girls' lives. But we know that there are plenty of people out there that helped cover it up.
Yeah.
And so whether she is technically smart enough to figure out how to plan all this, I don't think she planned it. Whether she My opinion is whether she did the deed or not,
Mm-hmm.
we have a cabal of people around them planning.
Let me just say this. I'm sure that the people
planning the staging, the finding, the search, all of this.
I'm pretty sure Keegan Klein would have known about one of these. And this might explain why
Oh, wow. I never even
somebody
thought about
was
that.
able to log in from one device into that account from 2 different phone numbers. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm pretty sure.
I'm sorry, Aaron. I hope you can relax and get some rest.
I do too.
I'm sorry our audio's choppy and it's just made you uncomfortable.
I'm sorry about that.
We really enjoy you in the chat.
Yeah.
We'll try to get it fixed. If not, we'll about what we've always done, but we're going to keep sharing our information. So
yeah,
thanks for being here. And there's no need for you to apologize. Go get some rest, hon. And thanks for hanging out.
Okay, here we go. Now you
yes, the rest of the thing is my phone was logging off on the box. You're exactly right, Nancy Drew. That
was. It was
wow.
And I thought I saw that the other day, and I was already after I had discovered this thing, and I thought that would be how you would do that. You either had to have an iPhone 6S Plus with 2 SIMs, or you had to have an adapter.
Digital said he's sure Kyle Smith would have known about this stuff too. Yeah.
I'm sure the Bridges would have known. I mean, anybody that's doing that, right? I mean, wow. It would make sense to be able to have this device in order to use it, right? You know, it's not just for business people. It's for people that want, you know, privacy, even, you know, like cheating on people. You know, it can be used for a multitude of reasons. Wow. But yeah. So here we go. Now, this is going to show you. It's going to show you several times what to do. So he's going into the settings, and there's these hashtag codes. See, like this, to do like
come up with the most interesting comments. And every time it blows my mind, and I'm like, I don't even understand how to find this stuff.
It's because I pondered, like, okay, so this is the problem.
Yeah,
what is this? I know. I don't know.
There's so many like professionals, though. Really, I don't want to say smart people, that's not. But people who are more skilled and in this area and stuff like that have been researching this space for years. They have been like investigators. They don't know about this shit.
I think it has to do with the iPhone because they've been
we're still asking them to take what we've heard all these years and just think that's the case. Maybe it's not. Like thinking that shit's about trying to be in the phone. Well, maybe she was trying to be in the phone. If it wasn't.
Well, you did have an expert for the state who had to go out and Google about.
I know. All the research. Google and we're finding shit that makes it possible for it to happen.
I'm just a curious person. There's got to be a reason.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Can you see sound? We have no music.
No, we have no music. Oh, okay. Hold on. How's that?
Is that better? I'm so sorry. I told you we're kind of like, yeah, this ain't our thing.
Yeah, this is new to us, so bear with us. But anyway, what you can see here is him doing this, and what he's doing is he's going back and forth. All you have to do is toggle one on and one off, or 3. He's got 3 going.
That's crazy.
So yeah, you could even have 3 lines.
So that's nuts.
So here it is. Switch number again.
Is it better, Adrian? Is the sound better now? Guys, I'm sorry.
we go.
Yeah, she said it's better.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for all the glitchy. But the important part is that you can see that this thing existed, and it existed prior to 2017 even.
Wow.
I think it went back to as far as at least 2014 even, like versions of it.
It's crazy.
You can see how this works.
They can hear perfect now.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay,
Christina.
good. I am so sorry.
We're sorry.
We're
We
learning
didn't realize
with this
there was
thing.
music on.
Yeah.
Because we had it muted on our end.
Yeah.
So if anybody needs us to go back and show it from the beginning, just leave it there for now.
Okay.
Let it play
I'm
out.
just going to let it play so you can see. And it'll tell you up at the top there. Oh, there we go. And that's the end of that video. Oh, back. Let me see. Let me get out of the screen. There we go. So now.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys could see how you could switch back and forth between phone numbers. And remember that actually wasn't the original video. That was actually a triple. So there was actually a triple that was available for triple SIM.
But they wouldn't have needed anything more than just a dual.
Yeah, a dual.
What you're proposing could have been done.
So what I'm proposing could have been done because that phone could not be pinged without a SIM card.
So,
and if it was powered off, it didn't have that capability.
So again, let's say it didn't happen on the 13th, but they decide to send a couple decoys out there and to have, some people come out to be witnesses, to
witness the beginning of the bridge guy's story.
Yes.
Okay.
And let's say that Betsy Blair, instead of seeing Abby and Libby, she sees Kelsey and Bree. Right. And let's just hypothetically say that Kelsey has her own device and she has one of these dual ribbon adapters, and the other end of it is the SIM card out of Liberty's phone. Right.
And yeah, Adrian, essentially you could have one phone, but it would look like you had two different phones because you have two different phone numbers that are able to be used from one device.
Oh, yeah. The only thing I wonder about is, well, I guess it wouldn't matter. Isn't there like some time where like I heard somebody talking, maybe they didn't even move or something for a few minutes, or the phone. I don't know. I'd have to look at the.
Oh, yeah. It looked like it didn't move.
Well, I'm just curious, like, because Kelsey would have been, according to the state's timeline, Kelsey's on the phone with
someone,
Chase, right?
Like someone had Gamma's phone.
Yeah, and someone had
Gamma's phone.
That's true. We know there were other devices floating around, so I don't know exactly how it would play out because the state's got her driving away while she's on the phone, right? But is Libby's phone at that same time? Is there, like in the Knowledge C data, data or whatever that you are looking at? Is her phone? I guess I just don't know how it would work exactly.
As far as it staying put one place?
Yeah, if it's showing, then it's got to be toggled on, right?
Right. Yeah. So
but they didn't really trace Kelsey's phone beyond just that she was there right then and they saw that phone call, and then would have been later on when like Grandma's call came in at
they didn't they just took Kelsey at her word of as far as what came from her phone.
Let her delete apps and all
that.
They
didn't dump her phone.
Yeah, you could pull stuff off and put stuff on, but it's not actually going to be then on the camera roll of the device you leave it. That looks like it has the information on it, but it's not on the camera roll, right?
Right. So if Libby's SIM card is in Kelsey's phone, let's say.
On the other half of it, right.
Using the adapter.
Okay.
And photographs are taken while that SIM card is in a different phone. All the photographs,
when they put the SIM card back into Liberty's
photographs,
phone,
video, things like that,
Gonna be
interactions with apps
on-
are going to stay on the phone it was inserted to. They're not going to transfer back to Libby's phone when you put the SIM card back in it.
not onto the camera roll, but the information would be like,
No, if I take a picture, it's going to go into the SD
Okay.
card that's in the phone that I'm using to take the photograph.
okay. So maybe if they would have looked
two
at
separate
someone
things.
else's phones,
Yes, they may have
they
found
may
these
have
pictures.
found those pictures
Right.
on a camera roll.
Right.
Because didn't Kelsey go pick up Bree before she went to the police station?
I think so. I mean, I think that's the story.
And well, the reason
Or one of them anyway.
After you showed me this, the reason I think that she did that is because at the point that they get to the police station, she cannot access Liberty's device anymore now. Because if she does access the device, once they start pinging it, they're going to find it. So she's got to keep her device toggled on, and all of the information to access Liberty's accounts are on the other card. But Bree's got those things stored in her phone, maybe?
Well, yeah, but you could go online, I think, and maybe access that. You could log in like online, probably, I assume.
Right, but they wouldn't have switched Liberty's phone back on after they're searching for it, so it couldn't.
Right. Well, the phone wasn't on at that time anyway. It was like dead.
I know that, but it would look, if she had toggled over to that line, I guess is what I'm saying. She couldn't access Liberty's line anymore from her phone on the SIM card she had, if she had it on a dual adapter, once she's at the police station.
Why couldn't she, I guess?
Because as soon as she turns that line on, the phone then can be pinged, and they would see that the phone is pinging right there at the police station.
Yeah, I need to. So
So
you know what? So what I need to see is whether. Let me see what they're pinging.
I don't. Yeah,
Hang
I
on
wouldn't
just a
know
second.
what they'd be pinging exactly.
Let me check real quick. I'm going to pull it up, and I'm going to. I have looked this up, but I can't remember.
But
exactly.
so, like, she could take the video then, and it would. So how would they have gotten it off of Liberty's device then if it's not on?
Okay, so here's the answer. You don't ping the SIM. Okay.
Okay.
On the Apple's Find My network, it pings the physical iPhone itself, and it's pinging the what's it called? God help me. It's pinging like the actual phone. It's not pinging the SIM card.
Right.
So the SIM card doesn't have anything to do with the
device.
It's the device.
And if the device is laying out there without a SIM card in it, it's not turned on.
Right. Yeah, it has no power, and it cannot. And in 2017, it can also not be pinged.
Right.
It cannot be pinged without a SIM card.
So
back then,
let's say I go ahead and go out there. We go ahead and go out there, and people see us, and they think it's, or not us, but our two decoys.
Right.
Didn't Bree have on like a Delphi volleyball shirt or something? But it was like weird, almost like it'd been photoshopped.
Well, in the picture,
volleyball, but it was really. But then I know Greeno fucked with those pictures too, and
yeah, it's hard to tell. But you know, there's definitely some color changing going on.
Well,
I know that.
I think it resembled the swim shirt enough. It just had like a different sport on the front.
Right.
Of it. Makes me wonder, is that a picture that they edited so that nobody knew she was really wearing a swim sweatshirt?
Quite possibly.
To be a decoy.
I mean, quite possibly. Look at all the other stuff.
So if they go out there and they've already got a video from geocaching and they manipulate it and have that on Libby's device, but then use the SIM card from another device to operate her line,
Mm-hmm.
and then leave her phone at the dump site.
Mm-hmm.
And to ensure that when it's turned back on, there is no sound, we're going to plug something into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be why there was something plugged into
Yeah.
the jack, just to be able to power the phone back on without it making
sound,
like that noise that phones make when they come back on.
Like all of the text messages that came in,
exactly,
and all of the missed call notifications.
You know what? That's actually an extremely.
I just thought of it now.
That's a great point.
As we're talking, this is why this works, because we talk this out. And shit's like,
because that was the one thing I was like, why would somebody? And they did have an auxiliary port back then on the iPhone 6S.
You told me that last week.
Yeah, because wireless buds were just, I think, maybe just kind of starting to come out. And
so then all I need to do then, when I'm ready to stage the bodies, is have the SIM card, slide it back into the phone.
Power the phone back on. We'll plug something in so that makes
noise. It's already been plugged in this whole time. It's been plugged in from 5:45.
Right.
When I'm out there crossing the bridge with Uncle Cody and looking to see if we can find him, we're going to leave the phone out there this time.
But, right. But yeah, to power it back on and for it to start receiving those messages, you put the SIM card
in. Put the SIM card in, you power it on. Once everything comes through, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. You take the headphone jack out.
Now, when the SIM card, though, is in the other phone with the adapter, you can receive text messages and things to that phone number, right?
I don't know if would Celebrite show. Kayla's asking if Celebrite would show.
I don't know.
Insertion or removal.
I really don't know if it would or not.
I don't know.
You would. We'd have to research that.
Who did the Celebrite? Was that Cecil? Or no? Yeah, was it Cecil?
Did he really do it, or did he just look up on Google what Celebrite is? Sorry, I hate that.
I don't know, but the reports we've seen already do not jive. They don't.
No, they don't. And it was a pretty piss poor on the states end, a really piss poor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Christina,
it was bad.
Christina said, imagine something being plugged into a phone after it's under a child that's been treated that way and their life taken, and it has no prints or blood on it. It's nearly pristine.
See, that's the other. That's the other problem with the phone. There's nothing. There's not a trace of blood on it.
Yeah, Kelsey said she kept calling Libby all night. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's.
And then she said that Libby turned on the phone, but didn't, or answered it, but didn't. The phone, like she called one time, it was almost like somebody answered it, didn't say anything.
Yes.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
And who said that they called it?
I don't remember. Laura just brought it up, though.
Yeah, I can't remember who said that.
Well, Kelsey said she was calling it, and she thought Libby picked it up.
Yeah, right.
But that nothing was said. Yeah, I don't know how much of that could be embellishment with her, because.
But can you imagine if you were using this thing for a nefarious purpose and you accidentally answered the wrong line because you had the wrong SIM activated and the phone rings and you thought you had switched it back to the other, and then you pick it up and you hear a voice say, Libby or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
And then you're like, oh shit,
you're giving me
turn it off.
Chills.
But if that happened with somebody else, I could see like that would be the case, right? Because you just forgot to switch it back over to the proper SIM, and you thought you did, and then you pick it up and oh crap. I mean, it explains a lot of things.
It does. Because I think the thing that bothers me the most, it's like I'm not opposed to everything that was put out in the Franks memorandum. You know, I'm not saying that's impossible at all. Those things were like, there's a lot of things that point to, there's a lot of weird things, lot of weird things.
Right.
But something still doesn't fit. It's not right. And the reason it's not right to me is because the very first person to talk about Odinism and pointed to Brad Holder as a suspect was Becky Patty.
I know. Yeah.
So it seems to me if we've got a fanboy setting up a crime scene to look like something that's
that it's
to
not.
frame somebody in the community,
That it's not.
and then immediately point to them,
Mhm.
and then when it comes up later, gaslight us about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there was a couple different possible stagings going on. There could have been, who knows? I just know that there's some weird shit with Kelsey going on.
Yeah, digital.
And something happened in that damn
I'm
bedroom.
convinced that Kelsey, that the Anthony Schatz account might have been cloned. Several times, maybe, and that they were possibly using other known catfishers in the immediate area, cloning those accounts,
Mhm.
and then using them. But ultimately, it's going to lead, if they go to search it, it's going to lead back initially to the person who created
Mhm.
the account.
Yep. Oh, let me go back.
And then you got to trickle down from there. And with the cover-ups going on, you know, it also is a good reason why, if we've got maybe some kind of a ring going on up there, and there are law enforcement officials, judges, people that are supposed to be prominent people of the community and civil servants to the community.
Sure.
If we've got those people that will be exposed, then it would make sense why it would take 3 years to go and arrest Kagan Klein.
Yeah.
If I've got his data, I'm going to get rid of anything that exposes.
Because remember, if the feds were onto Keegan Klein through his interactions with the CSAM stuff, if one of the agencies that monitor that stuff picked up and alerted the FBI, if they were watching that line and somehow, and this line did somehow get associated with a murder, but
it would bring the feds in.
It would bring the feds in. And they would
immediately take it over and do their thing.
Right. But I don't know if that was the case back in 2017, though, if they had that dominion back then.
Some laws have changed.
I don't know for sure. I'd have to look at that. But I think that the reason the stall was so that they could go through his crap and get their names and anybody else that would track back to them out of there. I think that, but see, that's why Adam Bridge is important. He's important,
but because it is important, because if these accounts were cloned, see, his only goes back to 2019. Okay. And that's odd.
Which is, yeah.
But
it's odd.
If the criminals that were part of this are sitting around now without their CSAM for 2 years and Klein hasn't been arrested, or they've cloned these accounts, why not start using them again now? He's still a free man.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they all laid low I'm sure they all laid low.
They did too.
And then some time passed and they thought, oh, whew, we dodged that bullet. And then they go back to their crap.
Right. But I think maybe they might have switched some things up.
They could
like maybe some of these,
I mean,
I don't want to be, I don't know how to say it any other than just like people that are minded thinking that have maybe some mental deficiencies or some areas of learning.
Well, we've got it. We know of it. So yeah. Let me finish this, and then we need to talk about that. We need to talk about that.
Sorry, my
something
brain's
else we
going
discovered
1,000,000 miles an hour.
There's something else we discovered this week that she's hinting about, and we'll talk about it. Let me go through this here. This is just showing you how a Simor ribbon adapter, just explaining how it works, okay?
All right.
So it says a Simor ribbon adapter, like the X-Twin 6S, lets you use multiple physical SIM cards in a single iPhone without jailbreaking, which is what they call it now, right? Where you have to crack the phone
without
open.
opening the phone up, right?
But back then, remember, it had a slide out tray, as it showed you in the video.
Uh-huh.
That SIM card could be removed without having to crack the phone open. The ribbon cable is tiny, flexible circuit board that fits between your iPhone's standard SIM tray and the internal contact pins.
Mm-hmm.
It works as a hardware intermediary that bridges your phone's internal pins to multiple SIM cards.
Wow.
One SIM card, the master SIM, sits in the original tray on top of the ribbon's flat tail, making direct contact with the internal SIM reader. Then the external holder, which holds that second SIM card.
Right.
That tail extends out of the SIM slot, wraps around the edge of the iPhone, and connects to external pouches or chips where you place your additional SIM cards.
Yeah. I want to address something real quick because Adrian brought up that she is thinking that maybe the FBI did have Kagan's device, and that's very possible and even probable. I'm looking outside enough, though. I think when I look at this, Adrian, that there's a possibility that one of the reasons the feds were here was because of the Larry Nassar thing. And we've got some dirty FBI when we look at people like Jay Abbott, and it might depend on who in the FBI that device was actually forwarded to and looked at by.
But remember, Keegan didn't bring all of his devices.
Well,
there was one left at home that I'm sure was things were done to it before it was finally discovered and handed over.
Well, yeah, I think he had it for a few days and he deleted stuff off of it, but that doesn't mean they can't find it.
It doesn't mean that they can't find it, but I'm guessing Keegan was pretty handy with a computer. So, there are people out there that know how to.
I found most interesting about this
completely.
though, all the bullshit about the different cases on the back of the phone, and then you tell me the way this thing is held in is by the phone case. Makes it.
Mm-hmm. And this device would come with a phone case. It was just like a standard looking case. It did. I think that they did have the name of the company on the back, but that can be covered up, I'm sure, or not even shown. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a possibility. Yeah. I'm not saying it is. It just answers some questions. The hardware toggling, instead of combining both networks simultaneously, a dual standby, they put in parentheses,
right.
The adequate toggles or the adapter toggles between the SIM cards, allowing you to use one. Hold on, let me move to the next page. Allowing you to use one number at a time. So again, you go between the SIM cards, you pick which SIM 1, SIM 2, or even SIM 3 if you have the triple.
Right. And
when that SIM card, when you've activated that SIM card, that's the line that is working.
Mm-hmm.
The other lines at that point are shut off. Like you're not going to receive text messages and things popping through from the other lines because those lines are essentially shut down while you're using one line. Protective case, because the ribbon wraps to the back of the phone, a customized or flexible external case, often provided with the kit, is used to hold the extra SIM chips, protect the ribbon from tearing, and keep the back of the phone looking tidy. Now, I don't think you have to use that case.
No, you can use any case. We saw they used a different case in that other video we watched.
Yeah, I don't think you have to. You could probably, I'd assume, because what's connecting the extra SIM card to the phone is the little circuit board and the ribbon.
Right.
So you just wrap that, and you would never know it was there.
Right.
Unless you took the case off.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the only way.
Nobody collected.
Yeah, nobody collected that phone.
Anything but Libby's devices, right? That's all we looked at.
Right? They didn't. Yeah. Yeah. That's the point. Yeah. Exactly. You don't need to power down the phone or remove the SIM tray to swap numbers. You can switch between your SIMs in 2 ways, using keypad shortcuts, which he was showing you with the little
Right.
hashtag and the little number codes. Or you can use the iOS menu, which they also showed you. You go into the settings, go to the iOS menu.
Right.
And if you've got that adapter plugged in, it's going to show 2 SIM cards, and then you can toggle back and forth between the 2 SIMs that way. So
amazing.
It wouldn't take a techno genius to operate one. You'd have to know that they existed.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing a lot of people up there would know something like that existed. Because it would be a pretty handy thing to use if you're doing bad things with your phone.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, it's just a possibility. It's a possibility. And it does answer some questions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It does for me. Because that's I was really stuck there. I'm like, how does that happen? How do you not have pictures on a camera roll?
Right. And why are some of the interactions not matching up with the phone ID that was Libby's phone? Why is it not matching up?
Yeah.
But this would be an answer as to why it couldn't match up. It's a possibility as to why that would happen. Is a dual, even triple ribbon adapter.
Yeah, so do you think maybe it's possible that like the geocaching was looking maybe for a lucrative place in the community to stage what benefits everyone the most?
It's possible. I mean, yeah, I mean, anything's possible because we don't know fully yet how some of these people think and what
let's say something,
where their interests lie exactly.
Let's say something happens to Libby hypothetically Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that they know that she's told certain things to Abby.
Yeah.
And they've already got plans, and someone goes and picks Abby up, and because it was never clear to me who picked up Abby from the ballpark. And there's times where I thought someone said Derek picked her up, and then they both get on the stand and they both say they picked her.
Anna and Derek.
Anna talks about going and getting her extra clothes and paints, and Becky tells us she didn't have extra clothes. We washed her clothes at our house.
Right. That's.
And so I'm thinking, did someone just go and pick her up alone and bring her to the house for the sleepover? Maybe Liberty's already take care of collateral damage.
Well, I remember hearing this. This is odd to me too. I think it's possible that one girl was already dead and that they rused the other girl over there.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, exactly. Because, and I think Anna actually said that they let Anna pick the date of death. Didn't she say that a long time ago?
Yeah, they did that.
On the death certificate?
Uh-huh.
Like, that's not how that works.
Well, I think in Indiana, I think I looked a long time ago, and there are cases where when they're not going to disclose the information at the time because
that you can pick
because of the sensitivity and the case, and they don't want to release certain information, and because the girls went missing on one day, allegedly, and were found the next day, allegedly, and they couldn't give them an actual time of death at that point.
Okay.
They allowed the families to choose the date that would be on the headstone.
Oh, on the headstone.
Not on the death certificate.
Okay. Gotcha.
That comes out later. But that way they could go ahead and honor them and bury them. But
I could see a world where they had to get rid of 2 girls because they knew something bad.
Mm-hmm.
And they were afraid that they were going to report it to somebody. Although in that county, if you went to, it looks like pretty much any cop, you were going to have, it was going to get right back to the family or whoever.
Laura, the gentleman's name that walked by in the Renner video is Patrick Clausen.
Yep.
Brock Russell was an ISP and maybe still is lead investigator on the Flora fire.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys, I'm not really watching the chat, but every once in a while I look down on it. And you guys have the best stuff you're talking about, the best questions, the best connections. And even if we don't like get all of it right, you're talking about it. And I love that.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about something else that we've discovered this week. And there's a few other things we've discovered that I'm still putting all together. Something,
girl, there's crazy. So many names in this case, Laura. Not anybody can remember all of them.
No. Yeah, it's impossible. But yeah, so we learned about some things. So actually, who was it? Was it ACB the other day or Digital? Somebody said that there was a 19-year-old boy found in the Sugar Creek on the 12th. I think it was actually the 11th or 12th.
Right, and maybe that's why Riley said, because he's an information officer.
Right.
Maybe that's
why he said Sugar Creek and then corrected himself. So I looked it up and I found the boy that had died in the creek. And I remember, and I knew when I saw it that I had seen it before. But at the time I saw it, which was a while ago, it didn't mean really anything to me.
Right. And then we had some people saying, though, that Sugar Creek was like by Eller Pond and all that. But that's not the case, is it? Didn't this one happen in Crawfordsville?
I think.
Yeah.
I think it was Crawfordsville. And he was from Crawfordsville. I know that.
It happened that's where the Sugar Creek is. It's in Crawfordsville.
Which sounds, it's so unrelated, other than the fact of this.
Because he was found, I think, just northwest of Crawfordsville in the Sugar Creek.
They had put out a silver alert on this guy.
Right.
And a silver alert is only issued for elderly and mental people with mental disabilities.
Right.
So the reason that means something to us is because we've got Elvis Fields, who's, got some mental deficiency. And then we also have the girl that was used to catfish the guy from Chicago.
Oh, right. Jennifer Barnes-Dean.
To Jennifer Barnes-Dean's
trafficking
house.
out that girl.
Yeah. So now we're starting to see this pattern where they're using people with mental deficiencies to help them execute crimes.
Yeah. And people like that tend to want to be part of a group.
Right.
And I mean, even Elvis Fields said, he bragged, I'm in a brotherhood now. That's.
And if I remember right, when I read the article about the 19-year-old boy, it's not super clear,
we had another silver alert
how
in Indiana
he got
today.
In there.
Do you know that?
Another silver alert today?
Yes, with another child. I know that sounds terrible.
It was the little boy. He's been missing since what was it? The morning on Friday.
It's odd. And then looking in more to the Bridges, it kind of seems maybe like Adam is, this isn't to give it a pass but at the same time, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say he is a little, he did, when they pulled up to the house, he did run outside to them, handing them his device,
and
going,
telling them,
it was me, it's mine, I'm sorry.
I was looking at a picture. Yes. Which is odd.
It's like, I'm going to save you from going through everything in the house and looking at everybody else's devices.
I think most people would want to see what they're there for. So, you don't want to have.
Vulnerable people. Yes. Oh, hey, Christina. Vulnerable people. There you go.
Yeah. Very vulnerable. And like I said, I don't know what happened or
That
what
makes
they.
it an even broader
It does.
victim base, because
It does.
not everybody has to have like a mental deficiency or handicap to be vulnerable.
Because like when Elvis Fields describes him becoming part of a brotherhood and all this stuff, okay, it's just the old-fashioned version of catfishing.
Yeah, it is.
These people are seeking connection and like personal connection, not just over a device or anything like that. I don't think that devices are Elvis's wheelhouse anyway, really. I mean, they want to feel included. They want to feel like they belong somewhere.
Yeah.
And they're easy to manipulate.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see this other pattern of abuse of people who have special needs.
It's odd. And you know, the thing, I was going out with this timeline being off, and if something happened to Liberty first, let's say there's a ring going on and they're trafficking this young lady, God forbid. But didn't her death certificate say that she died from like asphyxiation?
I don't remember what that one we saw that time. I don't know if it's even the actual one, but I'm not. I don't remember.
Let's say there's something that happens and she loses her life through strangulation, and somebody wanted to cover that up by desecrating her neck.
Not that we can trust everything. Maybe that was.
I know this is graphic.
Done in the report.
I think about all these different ways.
But I don't remember there being an injury to the what's it called? The hiatal bone?
Yeah, but did you really have to have an injury to strangle someone? I mean, you just got to cut their air off, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, nothing's impossible. And like I said, I can't fully trust any of the evidence produced at trial.
Yeah. Or my other idea is that, yeah, she found out, she knew something and they didn't like that and they took care of it. But just the way that poor young lady was, just their deaths are so different. Their stagings, their bodies are so different.
Yeah.
And somebody meant to disgrace
Liberty. Yeah. Whoever did that had the intention of disgracing Liberty, for sure.
And I just cannot fathom how anybody could do that to any child. Oh my God.
That's why I feel like Libby was the one who if the anger or aggression was taken out on. It's because she was left in a disgraceful way. Yeah. Completely. Not that either one were left in a
that to stage it
kind way.
Was that only to stage it to look like something else?
I don't know.
Or was there really somebody that wanted to hurt her like that
and humiliate? I think there's a humiliation factor in that.
Even if it's just staged.
And to me, that says it's gotta be that. And to me, the way that happened, that says a woman to me.
It does to me too.
Because women like to humiliate other women. Not saying that a man couldn't have a reason to want to humiliate.
Well, I've always thought that. But then when I thought if it actually was strangulation, then maybe that was done to cover that up.
I mean, it could have been.
And I don't know.
I mean, who knows? We may never know exactly, because who knows that they didn't lie about conditions about. I mean, who knows? I don't think we fully understand just how broad and far this corruption goes.
I don't know, Christina. I've heard that too. I've heard David Erskine talk. I know what he said. I know he said the girls' bodies were found much earlier that day than what they were found.
Right.
More like between the 9:30 and 10:30 hour. And that they...
But then we have Jay Keener making a post on his Facebook or through the Ferris Tribune the night of the 13th about the tragedy of the two girls being found dead on the night of the 13th.
I know.
And this is the guy that has all the fake Photoshoppy crap, much like the other stuff.
It's so bizarre.
In the paper.
He even came
in the paper.
He came out and made a public post that said something like,
it's a sad day in Delphi.
No, not just that one, though, where he's talking about they asked him to take the crime scene photos.
Yeah, why would they ask a reporter to take
crime scene photos? Who asked a reporter to take crime scene photos?
He's an odd character.
He's very odd. And I know I have Apophis points him out, too.
In the presser.
Is it
the presser?
The first one? Or the 2019?
I can't remember. I think it was 2019. But yeah. I mean, very odd.
It might even, it was strange.
Yeah, there's a lot of strange stuff going on. So anyways, anybody got any questions about anything or any comments?
Laura's got a comment here that I haven't ever heard before, but that's interesting. She says that she doesn't remember and can't say how she. And those photos are not the real crime scene pics.
Oh, well, and I wouldn't doubt that either.
Well, we know that
I wouldn't doubt that either. I've kind of heard that same thing before, too. I have. Let me see.
No digital. What's trocar? What's that?
I've heard that before. Where have I heard that? Oh, that's the device you use to remove blood, like a mortician.
Oh, yeah. I have Apophis was showing how he thought there was
something like
that maybe in what he proposed, maybe like, I think it's a picture Cheyenne took.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was posted by Faith Inman.
Faith in man.
Yeah, faith in man. Yeah.
Faith in man. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This is why if Richard Allen has to have a second trial, this is why everything needs to be taken back. And while the digital evidence is not real evidence, in a sense, it is real evidence only to the fact that
it's a receipt for the fact that it was made up and it's not real.
This whole story is bullshit.
Yeah.
And honestly, guys, sit and think. If you take the 13th out of the equation as to when those girls went missing and things happened, things start to make a lot more sense.
It is an unusual and perplexing position that Abby's arms were in. Oh, hey, Christina. It's even more perplexing when you want me to believe that she shoved a phone underneath her body before her hands became that way. And
you know what I find odd? And I just thought of this. You know who else hides their, you know how Abby's hands were like kind of like half in and half out of the sleeves?
Oh my gosh.
You know who else has their hands half in and half out of sleeves?
Adam Bridge.
Yeah.
I swear, girl.
I just thought about that.
I swear, artist, there is something wrong with his right hand.
I don't know if there's something wrong or if it's
like if
just
maybe it's a deformity or if he's had an injury
but there may be nothing wrong with his hand. He looks like a guy who likes to hide himself in plain sight.
Yeah.
With his clothing. He doesn't want to.
He wears it too long and too big.
I look at him and I see a guy who is like hiding from everybody.
Yeah.
And then like most of the photographs, even he's like got his head turned aside, he's looking down, or he's kind of like crouched down, and he's just kind of hiding all the time.
Lisa says there's a photo with a possible trocar in it.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's just something to think about. I mean, it's kind of weird how the hands were.
Right.
Like kind of poking half in, half out of the sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
you know what, when we were looking at that, those the screenshots we took off the video of him coming down the steps at the courthouse in front of Baldwin, and
Yeah.
I'm talking about Adam, right?
Yeah.
And we noticed how his sleeve was longer, and you could just see like it almost looked like his hands kind of drawn up, and you just see like his knuckles hanging out
Right.
at the bottom of it. Remember when Iva Pappas did that video where he's showing the hand?
Yeah, kind of behind the back. Yeah.
And how it was just oddly, I don't know. It's just odd.
Let me see this one. Digital is saying, were Dave Erskine and Tara German in a relationship years ago? I kind of heard something like that before.
Really?
Like a while ago.
You guys are blowing my mind because there's not much I haven't heard.
But I'm starting to think
me on like 3 things tonight.
I'm starting to think up there, it's a swapperoo.
It is. It's all the time. It's Swingers Club in Delphi.
I mean, everybody's swapping around up there. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I mean, every time I turn around, somebody's married to, like there's a lot of swapping going on just between Mike Patty's and Becky Patty's, like the Sachas and all this stuff too. It's just kind of crazy.
Well, you got Becky Patty's ex-husband married to one of Mike Patty's sisters. And then you've got Mike Patty's sister that I was just talking about, married to that guy. She used to be married to the other brother that's a twin brother, the Sachas, and they were both firemen.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other brother's first wife is now married to the other brother. So it's 3 couples that all swapped wives. And then one of those couples moved away to Florida and changed their names. Yeah,
they're just swapping everybody.
Took a dead man's alias.
Let's see. Who is the guy? Wait a minute, pertinent real quick, because I want to read this one from but who is the guy which guy?
We're talking about the Sachas. Is that what you're talking about? The fireman? Mm-hmm. Your brain's exploded multiple times now, Adrian.
And Nancy, I need a breakdown of EOA's work. Some things aren't always clear. If you watch our channel, a lot of what the direction we go in is from what I says, and we try very hard to figure out and decode.
Yeah, we've got a couple of brothers. They were the Sachas, James and John Sacha. And they're twins, not identical. Becky Patty was married to one of them. That was her first husband. Mm-hmm. And the twin brother was married to Mike Patty's, one of his sisters. And then Mike was married to another woman before he was married to Becky. I think her name was Mindy or something.
Mindy. I think it was Mindy.
Okay, so Becky then goes to Mike, and Mike's wife goes to not Becky's ex, Sacha, but
the brother.
But Mike's sister's husband now becomes Mike's ex-wife's husband, and the sister of Mike goes from one brother to the other, and Becky goes from one brother to Mike. Make sense? Everybody got it? And then the one who was originally Mike's wife, the man she's married to, has since changed his name and moved to Florida. And he's now Curtis Borden.
Yeah, yes. He picked the name of a dead man and ran off to Florida. So.
Yeah, what's happening, Adrian? I've been asking myself that shit for 10 years now.
Here's a question for you. Because I wasn't here when this was actually said. I was only there when it was denied that it was said. So,
oh, hey, Christina, can you all go more into the whole Patrick Westfall possibly being Abby's bio dad? That blew her mind. Never heard that before. Yeah, I've never heard it anywhere before either, except for the lead investigator of the defense, Matt Hoffman. Mm-hmm. One time, I said it. He shook his head, yes. made some weird facial expressions, took some deep breaths, kind of gasped, immediately said, when I said, "Oh my God," and he said, "I wasn't supposed to tell you that." And then anytime from then on out that I tried to bring it up, he would gaslight me and tell me that he didn't say that. He didn't know where I heard that from. So that's all I have to say about that. Except this, I will say this. Someone in the chat the other night, and I don't know who it was, brought up that they had heard that Patrick Westfall might have been an undercover Fed that was infiltrating white supremacy groups. And there was some stuff, artist, wasn't there, that came down not too long ago about the Feds getting in trouble for.
So the Southern Poverty Law Center got sued by different groups, I think.
From some groups that are like the Vinlanders or the American Guard, things like that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who all, and I haven't had time to look into that because I only caught it on as I'm leaving work, they had the news on in the break room, and I caught them. That's what caught my attention. They said the Southern Poverty Law Center. And they're the ones that keep a lot of stats on hate groups. And they got sued, I assume, by various hate groups or somebody for infiltrating hate groups. So putting plants in hate groups. Not really sure what that was about or what the lawsuit, what they were claiming the damage was to them.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, they did. They got sued for that, and they lost.
Yeah, Adrian's saying they were paying people to pretend to be white supremacists
so they could
fundraise more.
Oh, is that what
money.
They were doing? Shame on them. Yeah, I didn't really know what the allegations were. They
raked in a ton of cash. Wow.
Wow, that's sick and sad now, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's shit like that just pisses
Laura,
me off.
we will keep this convo going. This is what we've been doing the whole time. And we just decided, rather than just two of us sitting here listening to each other and bouncing things off each other, we'd do what we always do in front of an audience sometimes.
Yeah, we just talk it out.
And that way people can hear what we're thinking, what connections we're making, and we can hear yours.
Yeah, because, like I said, sometimes you guys say stuff and it's like it pulls like a lot of books out of my mental or her mental library too. And all of a sudden, like a page that was missing is like, holy crap. So this is why this is good. This is what we want. We want this kind of dialogue between each other and with you guys.
Digital, that would be Jack Doctoroff. That's who had all that information on his channel or her channel. I don't know. I assume it's a guy because it's Jack, but it's kind of a funny play on words. Jacked her off. It's Jack.
Yeah.
Dr. Jacked her off. So I think that's what it is exposing, the wife swapping, the swingers club or mentality.
Yeah, it's another one of these bad bat signals.
It's
like, yeah. I don't know.
Speaking of that, I find it odd because
some people think they're comedians.
Well, that's too, how when we're talking about like remember the swinger or the boys club thing and the text message or the messages that were the communication from Curtis Faust telling the gentleman about what to do when he was going to come to Jalen's.
Yeah.
And he was talking about tie her up and I'll wear
all that weird,
all that
crazy stuff. Yeah.
But they were talking about things like, she's mine, I own her.
Yeah.
You can have any of the other ones, but this one belongs to me.
Yep.
So it seems to me like women are treated more like property,
like they're being
they're being
like
trafficked,
they're being trafficked.
rather than
Yeah, and that's being done through the CASA system, through the court system.
well, yeah, but I'm talking about just adults that are willing, like maybe some of these women aren't willingly doing these things. And as I say that, I remember years ago telling you Becky Patty looks more like an abused, afraid to say anything woman than she does. Like she's a puppet that I've watched interviews where they're standing there talking to someone in the media right next to each other, and she'll start to say something and it almost looks like Mike pinches her on the back.
Yeah.
And she kind of shakes and looks up at him like, oh, was I not supposed to say that? I mean, it's the dumbest shit. And we know he's had affairs. We know he was having an affair with the woman that was running.
Well, that's the rumor.
The marathon station.
That's the rumor. But I mean,
I heard that he was seeing that woman and they were on the verge of a divorce. They were separated when these murders happened.
Yeah, Quad Axel Mimi has a good, and this I know, I've heard this many times, and they are treated, women as property is prevalent in motorcycle clubs too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Like I've wondered how many times I've seen like a biker gang go by, and if some of the chicks sitting on the back of the bike are really girlfriends or if they're just being taken from one place to another.
And
told what to do and who to please.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Christina's answering. But yeah, that's how I see that book drop too. Another bat signal.
Yeah.
Signifying, hey, I'm not going to do this. Oh, we want to talk about too. There's something else that occurred to us too. You guys remember the Brian Phillips sketch, the weird sketch of the bridge guy?
Yes.
With the bridge with the flames on the bridge.
Yeah, he's the guy that drew the picture.
The
bridge guy.
In 2 tones of blue on one half's one tone of blue, the other half's the other. And then there's the flame, the little flames on the bridge.
Down the bridge, right.
You know, and they're just on the bridge.
Right.
And while I do think that there are connections to people involved in this with Flora, right? I definitely do. I always thought that was hinting at more of a connection with Flora.
Or the fires in general.
And the fires in general. But then the other day, I'm sitting there going, is that another criminal bat signal? Is that drawing with the flames on the bridge? Now that we know that there's a guy named Bridge.
Right, who's a family member.
Who's
now been.
Is that a criminal bat signal saying, hey, we know that they're involved with some shit here? And so, like I said, there's a war going on.
So it's kind of like, don't burn your bridges?
Yeah, don't burn your bridges.
Wow.
Stay out of my business. Don't say shit about me. Because I know this about you.
Wow.
I mean, it's something to think about. Like, it's an odd drawing.
Laura's saying Brian Phillips didn't draw that.
Oh, who drew it?
Who drew that, Laura?
Because that's what we've always heard. So, yeah, if you know something else.
Brian said he drew it in a interview that I saw him on. But if you know something.
Yeah, if you know who else, if you know of somebody.
Or if you can just tell me how for a fact, maybe you know he didn't draw it, whether you know who did or not. But
I mean.
Greeno, huh? Greeno?
Greeno drew that? Well, that makes even more sense than why it would be a symbol to keep your mouth shut. I really think that wow. Drawing is one of these signs to stay in your lane.
Yeah,
that's what I'm starting to think about it.
What is it, Laura, that makes you believe that or think that? Because I don't trust Greeno as far as I can throw him. In fact, for a long, long time, he's still someone I believe is very involved in all of this.
Laura says that he didn't say that in the interview with Amy, and she never asked him.
Really?
His name's on it, but that doesn't mean he put his name on it. You know what I mean? It doesn't
Wow.
mean.
Okay.
So maybe it's a double
That's
bat signal.
interesting.
So maybe
That's
that's
interesting.
maybe that's a double bat signal. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Maybe it's a
Thank
message.
you, Laura. We tried to get defense team lead investigator to go talk to Brian to get a little more information to try to vet that. I don't think they ever bothered to take any time with it and go up there. But I don't know, because the one that I dealt with, that, he was a liar. So
here's a good one. Oh, hey, says, have you ever heard of a guy named Helmsworth? I have heard that name.
Yeah.
Or what? I think it's Helmsworth. That seems familiar. Said prosecutors are sending threats to the defense in their motions and filings. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, well, we talked about that.
I wouldn't doubt that.
We even had.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had shit arrive at their doorstep.
Well, I know you and I talked.
That was threatening.
That maybe that's why the defense rested when they did, because they weren't
getting anywhere.
Not with that judge, they weren't.
They weren't going to get anywhere.
And to preserve anything else, that maybe there was a threat. We talked about a couple different possibilities, that either there was a grand jury indictment or something that was going on,
or they got a DOJ letter
or a department
telling them to cease.
That's what it was. Department of
the
Justice
DOJ.
letter.
I mean, I suppose it's possible you could walk in and find a guy, a guy in a black suit and a black tie telling you that there's a bigger head of a bigger dog out there, and that I hate to think that they would do that though, and send an innocent man to prison to be tortured.
I know.
Like,
it's disgusting.
I hate to think that we live in that shitty of a country that would do something like that. I hope that didn't happen.
God, I hope that didn't happen either.
But, I mean, they were obviously handicapped with what they were allowed to present.
Yeah. But what if there was like a threat made to somebody? Like,
I mean, there could. I would hope they would grab get some balls though and say, no, we can't allow this to happen. I just don't know. It was short. It was odd. I was surprised. But then in a way I was like, why would they have done something like that? And I've thought about different scenarios.
You're right, Pertinent. Greeno did coin BG.
Yes, he did.
And then he hated it after a while.
And because of that, and then if he didn't, I mean, even better if he actually drew that and tried to say Brian Phillips did it, that even makes more sense why that would be going on. That sketch would be one of these criminal bat signals.
I know about all the threats Greeno made, Laura. As far as him knowing Rick and Kathy, I don't know. I don't think they were friends. I don't think they knew him. But if they did, then Kathy needs to say something, because in my opinion, Greeno is dangerous. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll just leave it at that.
He's a rather unhinged
He
feller.
was my main POI from the beginning of my deep dive, and he's always been one of my prime. If I could find a way to fit that he did it, he's the guy that did it. That's just or he planned it, orchestrated it. For a long time, my theory was that Greeno, being into production and making movies and all of this stuff, enticed a bunch of young people in the community to come out there like they were going to film a horror feature. And then we heard stories of Megan Allen stabbing what she then realized later was not a fake dummy, but a real person.
Yeah, but I don't buy that.
Yeah, I know. It's just,
I'm sure there would have been some noise
but that
there.
was my theory, that maybe something happened. They filmed this and he got people to do, kind of like a Charles Manson thing where he gets them to do the dirty work for him, because maybe he's the kind of guy that gets off on that. It gets done without him really getting his hands dirty. He's controlling other people, and that then the people that actually did it didn't realize what they were doing. They thought they were doing something else, but now that it was done, they had to hush up and keep their mouths shut, and they were afraid. That was my original theory, that Greeno was out there, and I still think he was out there. I know he was out there.
If he wasn't out there, though, he knows exactly who did what and why.
The man's confessed.
The guy's got his feet
more
in
than
a lot
once
in many worlds.
We got somebody sent those bloody jeans in. He's got the computer that went all over the place and ended up who knows where.
Yeah, he's a very unhinged fella.
Supposedly it got turned in, but if it got turned in, it probably got turned into Unified Command, and we know what pieces of shit they are. So
he probably handed it to Nikki.
But he is a confidential informant who should be sitting the rest of his life in prison for the things that he's already done and been found guilty of. And yet he's a confidential informant and was pretty much groomed in his late teenage years into adulthood, taken under wing by Curtis Fouts.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Greeno is his little boy that goes out and does his dirty work.
It looks like it to me, for sure. So, a digital saying, was Matt Hoffman compromised? Did he run Doug Carter's campaign when he ran for sheriff years ago?
Yes, he did.
Well, that's what he told us. Now, I've tried to go back and find records, like campaign records, like filings and things that when you run a campaign, you have to file paperwork and things like that. And I could never find Matt's name, but that is what Matt told us.
Yes. And then he proceeded to act like he couldn't stand what Doug Carter was doing and couldn't believe that he had supported him at one time. But let me tell you something about Matt Hoffman. The pinnacle of his career, he becomes fire chief. And after 15 months, less time than Rick Allen spent in solitary confinement, his career is over and he retires. Why?
Yeah. So yeah, he did. He retired. I think he was there 13 months as fire chief. By the way, Long is the one.
15 months.
15 months. Long. There's a video out there called Meet the Chief. And it's a video film by Chris Long's dad's film company. He does government film stuff like that. And he actually filmed that interview with Matt Hoffman. You can go watch it. It's still up.
Yeah, his name's Warren Long.
Warren Long, I think. And it's Meet the Chief. And it's all about Matt becoming the Carmel Fire chief. And so then 15 months later, he retires from the fire department. And a guy named, I think it was Habush, that came in. He's now running for something else. But yeah, so I'm curious as to why a guy reaches the pinnacle of his career. He's been a firefighter his whole life. Well, you reach that pinnacle.
Yeah, Matt never tried to. Matt was never trying to pass the bar to become a lawyer. No. Actually, I think it was Shane Evans that couldn't pass the bar for a little while.
Oh shit, I didn't know that, but
that's okay.
But anyway, so we've thought often why Matt would, if he turned, why would he turn? Why was he put there? Because you got to remember the timing when he came in too.
Yeah, he did not hand over the evidence that would have helped RA, Laura. That's what I believe too. I believe the investigators gathered what they needed, and then they handed it over to him, who would have been the lead investigator, not working for a private investigative firm, but actually hired in by the attorney and employed under the attorney on the case, and then, which would have been Baldwin. And then he would have been responsible for vetting the information brought to him by Christine and Erica, and he would have then turned over to the defense.
Yeah, everything went through him, just like all the tips went to Nick.
Yep.
At some point.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we see that pattern. And okay, so what you're asking, and then what?
Yes. Hoffman grew up with Baldwin. They grew up together. They were best friends for a very long time.
According to Matt, they were like brothers.
But then there was quite a few years to their adulthood where they had pretty much no communication. And the story that we were told was that when Brad and Andy were kicked off the case and replaced, Matt's mother still had a good connection with Baldwin or his family, and she relayed to Matt that, hey, your old friend is really going through this depressive state right now. Here's what happened, blah, blah, blah. And so that then he was urged by his mother to reach out to Andy, and that when he reached out to him, he found Andy just not in a very good state. He was pretty depressed, and he was struggling with what was going on. He was really upset about what was happening with Rick, and
getting kicked off the case.
And wasn't really sure what to do. And then, I mean, pretty much Matt made it like Hoffman was just going to give up. He was done. And that it was Brad Rossi that said, oh no, we're not, we're da-da-da-da-da. And so between Brad and Matt's friendship, and that they were such good friends, like brothers, that then Baldwin asked him to just stay with him through the trial to keep him motivated and on a positive. And that
Nancy Drew, Matt is pretty much the same age as Andy. You know, he's in photographs too at the courthouse.
Look, if I didn't,
so
I don't know. If I just met the two guys, let me tell you this. I knew Matt long before Delphi, or long before Richard Allen. Let's say that.
Yeah.
I knew Matt long before Richard Allen, long before Matt had anything to do with this case. And
yeah. And it was something totally unrelated.
I'm having some revelations right this moment. I'm sorry for some silence. You're going to have to take this over for a minute, because I've just had a few revelations.
Right. About
our previous connection with him.
So we both actually knew Matt prior to this. We used to joke when we hear the name Matt Hoffman in this case that it was him. And we joke because this wasn't anything we ever thought. We never really thought it was him.
He wasn't.
Until after the trial was over, and Jennifer Auger says Matt used to be the Carmel fire chief. And that's when we knew that was the same dude that we knew. Now, we had cut ties with Matt over something unrelated.
Yep.
And she told us, and the only reason that we reached out to him at all is because from what the defense was saying after the trial, it sounded like they had absolutely no idea
as to
what was going on out here. Like the white van and all that stuff. It's like they had no clue.
Well, it's like the stupid things like Diener.
Yeah, like
and
Diener.
They ask, are they related? And they go, no, we're not related. And they go, okay. but nobody checks it. Nobody vets it. Nobody. Well, we asked 3 times. And then these oddities about, Andy just kind of like, well, that's just how the court works, and everybody respects everybody. And
Which and then normally that is
right,
that is how
but
it works.
That's not what was going on here. So we felt like because they were acting
duped
that way, they didn't have this information to really have a good idea of what was going on.
Right. So we felt like we could. Oh, we know this guy. Maybe we can reach out and
get some information,
and get him hip to what's been going
right.
on. And
have you looked in the YouTube world and seen all the crazy, and he acted like he hadn't.
Yeah, he acted like he hadn't. And I can tell you this.
And at that time, he'd already been meeting with certain people since groundswell.
Yeah, he had.
So
yeah. So
whatever.
Is he compromised? I tend to think,
yeah.
Because he lied to us, to our faces, about things.
In both times that we had any kind of communication with him.
And he was pretty adamant that we talked to Michael Osbrook.
Yeah.
But New Day, I always, at first, for a little bit during that time when we talked him out a couple times, I just chalked Osbrook up to being. I worked in
for
law
a long time, so some lawyers are kind of dry and kind of
especially when they especially when they specialize in something like that, they can be a little
when
quirky and weird.
Osbrook would come on somewhere and say something, and I'd be like, that guy makes my skin crawl. There's something not right.
She never liked him. There's something always about him that rubbed New Day the wrong way. I just chalked it up to being quirky and weird. But then after he started popping into lives all the time and trying to control the conversation.
Every night.
Which to me
calling in, taking over the show.
This is really it really makes me question ethics.
Yeah.
Especially when a case is still like happening and it has another process to go through. It just seems.
Yeah, a lot of this post-trial bullshit does go back to Michael Osbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, Christina. We've just got this whole damn thing is just full of grifters who just want to make money. And they also know that the majority of the people that are out on the internet are not looking for truth. They're looking for content, folks. Let's just be real honest. They're looking for creators to give them content to keep, for some reason, we've been trained to be consumed by chaos and had a lot of fear tactics put on us and held by, you're not allowed to do that. It's just, I'm done with it.
I'm done with it too.
I just want to
because as long as everybody stays afraid to say things, or I'm done being polite about it, even really.
Yeah.
I mean,
me too. I'm not tiptoeing around.
I want day one. I want day one.
Across hot shards of glass or walk on glass. It can be Doug Carter. He already said he'd do that. I'm not walking on glass anymore.
No, I'm not. Day one needs to go back and be re-examined. Regardless of whether or not Rick Allen gets acquitted or they throw the case out or anything, whenever this goes back to be a trial of someone being accused of this again, it has to go to day one. And day one, in my opinion, is not the 13th of February.
No.
It's just not.
It doesn't jive with anything.
No.
And the thing it doesn't jive with the most is the state's case against Richard Allen.
That's right. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It absolutely, if you set everything back 1 to 2 days, it makes more sense. And even further than that, you need to start really with the reset of that phone.
Yeah.
And why, if they were out there geocaching the weekend before, which would have been the weekend of the 4th, where are the geocache logs? Now, Kelsey came back and said, I'm sure after I made some videos about geocaching, oh, well, I had to delete some geocache logs. Well, why did you But that's not really how geocache logs work. They work on your own phone, maybe that way.
Well, and especially because it wasn't her account, right? It was a gifted membership attached
Well,
to
but it's not even
another
that.
premium
I mean, the
account.
logs go into whoever owns the geocache.
Right.
Whoever creates that geocache, those logs stay there. I think they can probably delete those. But I don't
see what you're saying.
I think you might be able to take them out of your own phone. But they're there. So why, if that happened, why are the logs from the 12th still there? If you deleted your geocache, you can delete your geocache account.
Other thing,
but it's still, your logs are still going to be there.
Renner catches something from two different members of that family that I find really, really odd. Kelsey says to him, we went geocaching the weekend everything happened. And then she abruptly stops herself and then re-explains. Okay. And then Becky Patty says something to him when they're in the bedroom. And she shows him the chocolate painting the painting that says chocolate on it, that supposedly the girls were making. And she says, yes, they painted this that night.
Yeah.
She doesn't preface it like the last night they were here and had a sleepover, or, she just says, yeah, this is what they were painting that night. And I just those things, those little things like that, they catch me. I go, what? What did they say? And then I rewind and listen to it 1,000 times. Things like, she's not answering your phone. They played your audio.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of odd statements that it has to go back. Something happened in that bedroom. I don't care. There's no explanation for why that room appears that way. And the bullshit story as to why it looks like that and the whole purple painting party is very odd.
Yeah, Laura says, too bad the bedroom wasn't even purple until after the death.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You know what's really good?
The other odd thing is we've got the bridge guy now in surgery that day. Did something happen where he maybe got injured too? And so now his alibi is going to be he's at the hospital having like some kind of a surgery on something that got hurt while the girls are missing.
So something. I mean, we don't know why he was having surgery on the 13th, but if you set things back a day or two,
and then his mom and dad are out buying mattresses.
Yeah, it's just that's odd too. So that timeline there it looks like a Gray Hughes timeline. It runs all over the place. It makes no sense.
The little lines.
Yeah.
He draws on her.
I mean, you remember when he did the one about he's drawing and marking all the locations and it's just kind of running all over the place. This is kind of like that. It just doesn't, the timing of things doesn't match up. It's odd. And okay, so you take your son to go get surgery, and then while he's in there being operated on, you go to 2 mattress stores, you buy a mattress. Now you're hauling a guy who just had surgery and a mattress back, and you speed back to make it to the Dollar General in 16. I mean, it doesn't make 16 minutes. It doesn't make any sense. No. It makes no sense.
But this whole damn case doesn't make any sense unless the timeline.
Yeah.
Unless the girls didn't go missing and didn't die when they did.
Exactly. If you set it back. And you got to think too, it was a 4-day weekend. They always forget to mention that Friday was a 4-day weekend. Was a day off school.
They weren't just off Monday, they were off Friday. So we've got a whole weekend now to plan how we're going to create this.
So say something comes up or something gets discovered and you got to do something about it. The weekend before, you reset that phone and you start preparing the bullshit, what will become the bullshit bridge guy.
Nancy, if Becky would have to show that bedroom if that's where the crime occurred. That's part of the way the cabal works.
It's also a bad signal showing people that you've taken care of the evidence of something happening in the room.
That's right.
That's what it is.
They tell on themselves. They show to the public. It's the same reason that Joseph Bridge and Eric Williams were the two people that were interviewed during that search out of all the people that were out there searching.
And you got to remember too, she drops that promise not to tell book, but it's after James Renner staring at the corner of the room, kind of
revelation
perplexed.
of the method. That's right,
revelation
Lisa.
of the method.
Revelation of the method. They're showing you what they did. It's in plain sight.
Yeah. And that's a signal to the people that she needs to keep her mouth shut about, whoever that is, that she's not going to let that, she's going to keep that secret. She's not going to tell it.
Yeah.
But Renner's face says it all. I mean, seriously, those things are a gold mine of oddities.
Yeah. I encourage you guys. I mean, if you're really into looking for yourselves about things, to go back to the beginning. And I know some things have been scrubbed, but there's a lot of good stuff out there the first couple of years. You will see how much the narrative changed throughout the years. And then the complete different story they told on the stand when they testified under oath, that is documented in transcripts, does not match what they told us all these years. And you will also see the story move and flow and evolve as the years go by. When we started all this, it was a family member dropped the girls off around 1 o'clock. The 1 o'clock. And then it was, and in the beginning, a family member dropped them off at 1 o'clock. And when that family member came back, the girls didn't answer their phones. And then we had a change in that. And we've had, nobody ever saw Bridge Guy. Doug Carter told us that. Ever, ever, ever. And then we've got lots of different sketches now. So people saw lots of somebody's
Think
out
about
there.
that statement. Nobody ever saw Bridge Guy.
Those girls in the beginning were painting a desk that then evolved into a room being painted.
But, we probably need to get off of here pretty soon so these people can go to bed and think about this shit into the wee hours like we do.
Yeah.
But think about that statement Doug Carter said. Nobody ever saw Bridge Guy. I think that says it all. How do you see an amalgamated man?
Wow.
You can't. He's a ghost. He's a boogeyman. He's a created. I gotta tell you guys, next live, maybe something that we discovered, because Bridge Guy, there are real images in Bridge Guy. There are real images in Bridge Guy.
Lots of images.
And we found something the other day in Bridge Guy that made New Day turn white. And it's nothing graphic. It's just holy crap. It's a holy crap.
It's something I saw for the very first time. It's something I've looked at for years, but I saw it with fresh eyes a few days ago. And it just totally, I don't know. There's just things about this where I just can't even speak when certain things open up.
There's something in Bridge Guy, but I got to tell you, it would do, if you haven't done this, slow Bridge Guy walking and do pull up Eye of Apophysis videos, only because then you don't have to go and change color and tone. The different times he changes colors are like sharp, just changes a little bit. On Bridge Guy, you can see different things. I'm going to tell you this too. If you watch Bridge Guy move around with sunglasses on, I'm not even kidding.
You put sunglasses, not Bridge Guy with sunglasses.
You put sunglasses on and watch it. You will see other shit you've never seen.
Anytime you watch a video like that, if you put on,
sunglasses,
some kind of but it's got to be the polarized.
if you got polarized sunglasses
and watch that
watch
video,
them.
you will see other things in it that will pop out to you.
You absolutely will. I found that out by accident because I am a nut and I'll sometimes put eye on and let it play while I'm driving around and I see things with sunglasses.
He is everyone, American Night Mom. Hi, welcome. He is everyone. He's also no one, because he's a combination of everyone, but he doesn't actually exist. They created it out of other images.
Yeah, he doesn't exist as a whole human being.
And laid it onto a geocaching video that already existed. In our opinion, you're free to think whatever you want.
Sure.
And you're free to share whatever you want. And if there's something that, I'm not set on any one person necessarily doing this. I don't have any set that we've explored hundreds of.
Bridge Guy is another one of these criminal bat signals.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in that.
And because anybody want them in at any point in time is what I think it's all says there to the people who are, But what I saw when I watched it the other day
was like, holy crap.
Blew me away.
But we've had other information come out since then. And now that we know about that information, now you see those things. There's a lot of things. It does you justice to slow it down and watch it move slow and go pull up the different times Eye of Apophis has changed filters on it and watch it. And then put some sunglasses on. Seriously. It's bizarre. Like you'll see it.
Huh. Yeah, it's crazy.
Pertinent here says, when you talk about timeline, I'm very bothered about defense agreeing to the stipulations and not making records in case of appeal. That is what has me worried.
The thing that bothers me the most, and that was something I went round and round with Osbrook one night on another creator's channel. I actually had called in, and as soon as I get on the channel, here comes Osbrook. He calls in too.
Pops in out of the ether.
Yeah.
Like a boil on your ass every time.
The thing that bothers me the most is everybody just believes Kelsey dropped the girls off when she says she dropped the girls off.
But there's no proof anybody dropped any girls off.
And I have to tell you, the other night, even the other two investigators said that again.
Nobody physically sees two girls leaving a vehicle and heading down a trail.
All you got is a little bit of phone data saying that phone was there, and they see a car on a video we haven't all even seen, because we've seen one still frame from the video of what they tell us is Rick Allen's car. But supposedly her car's on that video driving away, but you can't see who's driving that vehicle.
You can't see who's driving. You can't see if
anybody
anybody
could have
else
been
is
driving that thing by that camera at that time with the phone in the car.
Yeah, you don't really see any of that. That's been told to us.
And we have heard Kelsey say, we dropped them off. And we know that Bree was also there the night of the 12th, spending the night.
Yeah.
So how'd she get home and get to the trails before Kelsey even got out of bed to tweet, "Some boys are incredibly dumb"?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know one thing. I'm freaking tired.
Yeah, I know. We probably need to get out of here. Thank you guys so much.
We appreciate you guys. I'm going to go back through the chat here in a little bit when it posts up and read your comments as the live went on, and because you guys are awesome, and I hate that I missed a lot of what you were saying tonight. And
thanks for being patient earlier.
We suck at this shit, but
streaming, I'm still figuring the streaming thing out, and
but the important thing is we just want to be able to share time with you and to be able to let some other people in the community that you guys know things too. And so we just thought if we just do what we do and talk it out while others listen, that we can get some feedback. And we appreciate you taking your Saturday night to spend time with us and to do that for us.
And we're ending with this comment. We love you guys, and StreamYard is done. Amen.
Amen.
We love you guys too.
You guys have been awesome tonight.
Thanks for hanging tonight.
American Night Mom. Never seen you before. Welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you're sharing you're commenting, sharing insights. Oh, hey, Christina. We love you, girl. Adrian, our queen, as always. Nancy Drew, thank you guys. Laura, lots of good conversation tonight. Digital, Lisa. We've had other people that I know left already. Pertinent, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate you. Matt Payton, honey, first time I'm seeing you. I'm glad you made it in tonight. First comment, I'm back scrolling a little bit and looking. Glad you could be here. Anybody that might be going back to catch on replay, like just go ahead and get through like the first 45 minutes because we were having lots
I'm fighting
and lots
with
of
my computer. Yeah.
Problems. It was probably well after 10:20 or so before we, and maybe even 10:30, hell, I don't know, before we actually had good sound without a lot of glitching and we were able to share screen.
But yeah, think about that. Think about that dual adapter. Look into it a little bit more. And yeah, I mean, to us, it's a possibility. It does answer some questions.
Yeah. And always feel free, to share with us, guys, what you think, what you know, what you think about what we know. We're okay with that.
Yeah, we're cool with that.
This is just a chill place for us to hang out a couple times a week and just bounce some ideas and some theories and some speculations
just some
off of each other.
Old-fashioned spitballing.
That's right. And, to share any truths that we are, have receipts for too, things like that. So, it's all around good time. Yeah. Appreciate you guys joining us.
Yep, absolutely. Good night, everybody.
Take care of yourselves. And you know what? If you can't find a good person,
be a good person.
That's right. Take care.
Night, everyone.
Good night.